go to the phone lines right now. We grab this call. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Steve, this is Brandon from Mobile, Alabama.
Brandon, what's going on?
Man, devastated a bit, man. Best football, arguably the greatest college head football coach in the history of college football, man. We have lost to the game. But also, you know, it's definitely a proud thing to be a Bama fan, man, and just say that we were able to witness the greatness of Nick Saban. I think we were definitely blessed that he came to Tuscaloosa and delivered multiple national championships. But the biggest thing, I mean, right now we just got to look forward towards the future. So far, it is a little bit rattled with the loss of Nick Saban not being no longer the head football coach at Alabama. So now it's just the portal's going to reheat up. You know, I'm hoping, you know, we can find a head coach soon. We just lost Ryan Williams. Can't lie, I got a feeling he's headed to either Auburn or Texas. It's just a lot, Steve. Other than that, Steve, you know, again, you know, I want to thank Saban, and I'm sure everyone in the Bama fan base definitely, you know, we want to say thank you and man, roll tide and definitely will be missed, Saban, you know, being the head coach at Alabama. But, you know, we got to move forward, and we got to hope for a great future. Thanks again, Steve.
What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
What's going on, Steve? This is Rod from Mobile.
What's going on, Rod?
Steve, what the hell, man? I'm at work, and next thing I see Nick Saban retire. How the hell did it just come out of nowhere?
I mean, Rod, it's crazy because he's in strong health. I remember one of the media networks was talking about him retiring, and his daughter jumped on social media and kind of shushed that down. Then Terrion Arnold was talking about how Saban's going to stay coaching. Saban ain't going nowhere. So for this to happen, somebody knew something because somebody had to have known something. Kevin Steele had to have known something because Saban and Kevin Steele, they both came to Alabama together in 2007 because Saban hired Steele, and now they both retire together.
Man, somebody had to know something, Steve. It ain't like he just hopped out of bed this morning and said, "Oh, I'm going to retire today." I feel like somebody
within that organization knew, and they knew for a while.
My only question is, now that Saban gone, man, do you think half of our damn team enters the transfer portal? And, you know, obviously with a new coach next year, I don't know if Jalen Milroe will still be the quarterback or not.
That comes down to the next 7 to 10 days is going to be crucial because that's what's being reported right now. That's the rumor right now. The next 7 to 10 days, Greg Byrne expected to have somebody named, have somebody in that role and in that spot. So it depends on the next 7 to 10 days, who does Bama bring in? Byrne has a lot of pressure on him because this move has to hit. If you're trying to prevent a lot of your players from hitting that portal, this move has to hit.
Yeah, I can't wait that long, man. I need to know tonight.
What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Hey, Stephen M., this is Tide Man checking in from Jackson, Mississippi. How you doing?
Todd, man, I'm doing okay. As I was driving to get food is when I got the news of Nick Saban retiring, and I had to keep the car in the road because I'm driving through traffic as this is happening, but kept the car in the road, thank you, Lord. But I'm doing okay.
Right on. Yeah, I tell you what, I've been pretty emotional about it, having a few tears in my eyes, but you know, I appreciate the last two callers. I agree with them, especially the first caller. This is just a time. I hope all Bama fans. I know all Bama fans are feeling like I do, sad, but just overwhelmed. More importantly, with a sense of gratitude. I mean, 17 years, a 17-year ride, 17-year run of total dominance. Not only the way Nick said, not only how he won, but the way he won. in this day and age, there's so much scrutiny on social media and everything. I mean, to 17 years, no scandals. Just remarkable. And every time that Nick Saban, every press conference he gave, whether it was after a win or a loss, anytime I heard Nick Saban give a press conference about anything, I always learned something new that I could apply to my life as a person, to my personal life, about overcoming adversity, about not looking at the scoreboard of life, but just doing what you can do to make a positive difference in your life and positively affect other people. He has helped me to overcome a lot of difficulties, a lot of troubles in my own life, and given me hope to carry on when times got really, really tough and things weren't going my way, and I tended to despair, get discouraged. I could listen to Nick Saban and remember, it's all about that process, just like it is on the football field. It applies to life. And he would say that. He's like, look, this applies to life too. Can you overcome adversity? So I think we're all, as Alabama fans, obviously sad, disappointed that this dynasty, Nick Saban dynasty at least, has come to an end. But I think we're all equally full of gratitude to him, to Miss Terry, going all the way back to Mal Moore. May he rest in peace for what he did to get Nick Saban to come to the capstone. So I'm just, my heart is full. My heart is full of thanksgiving and gratitude. And now we got to, I guess like they do with players, you say next man up. I guess we have to do that now. Next man up. Who's going to be the next coach? But there's nobody that's ever going to replace Nick Saban, and we might as well get used to that. But right now, I know it's urgent. We got to get on top of finding us a new coach. But right now, I don't know. I just want to take some time for us to all be thankful to Nick Saban, and to be thankful for what we saw. 17-year run of total dominance that will never be replicated by anybody ever. To me, he's not only the greatest college football coach. To me, he's the greatest coach in any sport of all time ever. So anyway, thanks for what you do. Thanks for keeping us updated. Everybody, let's keep our heads up, live with gratitude, and then get back to work and see who's going to be the next head coach at Alabama. Thank you, Coach Saban. We love you. We always will. Roll Tide.
Call, you're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Stephen, Bill from New York. Oh, man. This is rough,
I know, Bill. I can feel it in your voice, man. I know.
I went to a Bible study today, so I turned off my phone. I came home, took a nap. My phone's blowing up. I got everyone in the state of New York calling me. People are, how are you doing? Are you okay? It's crazy. And, I am okay. But I'm not okay by a whole hell of a lot, Look, my thing is we gotta stay together as fans, and we gotta just keep it going. I was a Bama fan before Saban. I'm so old. I remember Bear Bryant. You know what I mean? With my father sitting me in front of the TV saying, "That's Joe Namath." I go back that far. I don't know. What do you think, Stephen? What are we going to do?
I look at this, Bill. We remember when Mal Moore saw the program slipping, he went out there and got Nick Saban. And even though Mal Moore has been passed since 2013, we remember Mal as that was the AD that turned it around by hiring Coach Saban. Now here's Greg Byrne in the same situation. The move that you make, can this move be the move to keep this thing trending forward? No, he will never replace Nick Saban, but can he just keep the thing trending forward?
The main thing is, too, I just hope he's okay. You know what I mean? I hope it's not a health issue.
Right.
I know how it is, when you get old, who knows? You know what I mean? But anyway, man, thanks for keeping us all together. You know how I feel about this show and everybody on it. So God bless you all, and, roll Tide, baby. Roll Tide.
Hey, Stephen, this is Tim. I'm calling from Atlanta, but I'm originally from Birmingham. I want to say roll Tide to all the Crimson Tide fans. First thing I want to say is I want to say thank you, Nick, for all the championships and all the national titles that you brought to Bama. You are indeed the GOAT.
This is Derek from Omaha. How you doing, Steven?
Derek, man, how you feeling, man? I know you got a lot to say, man. Lay it on me.
Man, I'm going to tell you like the first time I told you, man. I'm sick to my stomach. I had to run in this blizzard and go get some Pepto-Bismol, man. I'm so sick to my stomach over this, but I'm gonna leave it on the way Saban does how he said it. It's like, you get 24 hours to celebrate or mourn, and then you move on. And I don't think Saban's the type of dude that'll be he would retire like this unless he didn't have somebody in mind to replace him. I really don't think he's that type of coach. This is a shock to me. This is disappointing to me. But the writing was on the wall. You know what I mean? You could see him on the sideline. He just wasn't that fiery coach as he used to be, and he was calming down. And Miss Terry's telling him, chill. And with this NIL stuff going on and this transfer portal, I think that took too much out of him. And then with the realignment with the Oklahoma coming in, Texas coming in, it's going to make it tougher to win the SEC championship. And not saying he doesn't have backbone before that, but he's up there in age. So I'm excited to see our next step. Are we going to take a step back? Yeah, we're going to take a step back, but we're Alabama. We're the Crimson Tide. We're not the Crimson Tide just by name. We're Crimson Tide because we always overcame adversary and bad season and all that. It's just, how long is it going to happen again? And I know we're going to make it through. And I want to tell all the Tide fans, mourn, do that 24-hour rule and then just wait to hear what's coming out of it, because I guarantee you this, Nick Saban didn't come up with this. I don't know him personally, but Nick Saban didn't come up with this unless he had somebody in line already. And his input is going to be huge. You do not leave, like the young man earlier said about the next coach coming in, he's getting a Ferrari. That is the truth. I mean, you get an abundance of talent, you get tradition, you get fan base, and you'll be a fool to turn it down, or you scared. I'm just gonna mourn for my 24 hours, you know what I'm saying, and just sit back and wait and see what's going to come next, because I guarantee you, Saban didn't pull this without knowing who's going to replace him. That's the way I feel about it. What do you got to say about that, Steven?
I feel like, Derek, everybody in that facility knew this was coming. Yes, it may have been a small shock, but everybody in that facility knew it was coming, and they've probably known for a while now. And they probably had everything built up to this moment, knowing who the top candidates would be and who the number one candidate that they were going to get was going to be. So Greg Byrne and the powers that be on that board of trustees, they knew this was coming.
Right. And I just let's just calm down a little bit, you know what I'm saying, and take a deep breath. I mean, this is a gut punch like no other gut punch. This is a Mike Tyson gut punch to me, and so I'm gonna trust my the process and everything like that, and people want things forever, but there's nothing lasts forever. And when that realization comes to you, it's a shock. It blows you up. It messes you up and stuff like that. But we just got to put in perspective that this wasn't going to go on forever. This had a shelf life. And Saban is like 70-something years old. So come on, man, let's be realistic. We didn't never want to see it, but it was inevitable. So let's just put our trust and our full support behind the decision of who's going to come next. Let's support this next dude, and let's just keep the Tide rolling. And that's all I got to say, Steve, man. I'll just holler at you later, man. Roll Tide.
Mike, what's happening, man?
Just a sad day. But, I really don't want to talk about the next coach. What I really wanted to say is, it's been a great 17 years with the man. He's shown us what, a lot of these young boys, how to be men over the 17 years. and he's given a lot of himself to Alabama, and I'm just glad we had a coach like him. And I'm just glad that, his wife supported him, his children supported him, and, overall, am I sad? Yes. I'm not looking towards the future right now. I'm going to wait to see who they pick. But, I think tonight, we should be praising the man and thanking the man for all you've given to us over these 17 years.
Oh, no doubt. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, for me, I appreciate Coach Saban for every press conference I was in, him allowing me to speak to him and ask him as many questions as I wanted to. One of the funnies I will always take is he tried to joke with me before this season started, and he kind of looked at me and said, I thought you were going to ask me about Nick's kids, but here's a football question, and he just laughed with me. So even me getting a deeper perspective and an understanding of Coach Saban, even from a joking manner, I appreciated that from him.
Yes. And, he was a man of mistakes, too. But overall, I think over the 17 years, he showed a lot of character, and he improved so many lives and gave so many people, the ability to make their lives better, And I think that's, tonight, that's what I'll be thinking about, and I'm sure, Miss Terry will have some more chores for him now since he'll be home more. I don't know how he'll take that, but at least he'll have something to do.
He will definitely have something to do. Appreciate it. Hunter, how we doing?
Not too good, man. A year ago, I lost my mom on Christmas Day, and today would have been her birthday. And after hearing this news of, the greatest coach of all time retiring after 6 national championships, 9 SEC titles, man, I just don't know how we're going to be able to replace that, man. I'm 24 years old, and I started watching football right around the time that he came in 2007, became the head coach. So this is kind of real unfamiliar territory for me now, man. Having to embrace a new head coach coming in, I just don't know how we're gonna follow that up. I mean, what do you think?
Hunter, first and foremost to you, my deepest condolences to you and the loss of your mom there. Definitely our prayers out to you and your family. And as hurting as you are right now, Hunter, that's as much pressure on the mind of Greg Byrne, because he's the one that's got to make this decision of, I just saw a legend retire. I just saw a legend walk out the door. I just saw the biggest ambassador of this state and of college football just leave. So what am I going to do? What am I going to do as the AD to rectify this? Now, I'm pretty sure Greg Byrne has his choice already made up of the guy that he's going to hire, but this is definitely weighing on his mind and his family's mind and on the board of trustees as well.
Of course, it's going to, man, he has a lot on his plate too. And, I've watched Saban coach at Alabama for most of my life, and pretty young Alabama fans out there, I feel your pain right now because, as a young fan myself, we're going to have to probably endure some hardship with whoever we get next. Hopefully he'll hit a home run higher with this, with the next replacement. But
absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm willing to give this next coach a try. I mean, it's just hard to follow up for what the GOAT has done. I mean, greatest coach of all time, man. But I'm not going to hold you up for long. I just want to come in and say that. Appreciate it, Steve.
Absolutely. Hunter from. All right, how are we feeling tonight?
Oh, man. I feel bad for what happened, Saban leaving and everything. But in the same way, I'm happy with everything he gave the University of Alabama. And I guarantee you, I bet you he has a hand on who's going to be the next coach. Saban loves the University of Alabama, and he never wanted to leave it, in a bad situation. So I just feel real bad right now.
Isaac from Mobile.
All right, Isaac, how you feeling, man?
I'm shocked, honestly. Shocked. But, I mean, it was a legendary run. Appreciate Coach for everything he did, impacted a lot of players, gave a lot of fans hope, gave us something to celebrate, people in Alabama. Bama was our honor for a good while. So, appreciate what everything Coach did for us. But I think the new college football kind of played a part on him retiring. You hear a lot of people talk about it's a young man's game, coaching that is. And I think as an old school guy, I think the NIL and the portal, and because you got these kids that they're not playing for the love of the game anymore. You got coaches that ain't coaching for the love of the game anymore. It's about me and money and what can I get for myself and social media. And it's a lot has changed from when he started coaching. And he did a good job adapting, don't get me wrong. But I just think, and being as accomplished as he was, it's not much for you to still try to prove at this point. I just, it would have been nice to see him go out with one. I didn't think he was going to retire after a loss. I thought Coach would have went out with one, or he wouldn't have went out until he got one. But I mean, at the end of the day, I understand whatever went into that decision. I'm sure it was the best decision for him at the time. And it's gonna be well. We just appreciate Coach for the time he put in at the University of Alabama, and we just gotta cherish what he did. So appreciate the call.
Steve, this is Jay from Florence, man.
Jay, I know, brother. Come on, Jay. Bring it on in, Jay. Bring it on in.
Oh, it hurt. It hurt so bad. Oh, it hurt so bad. But oh no, Steve. This one here, it hurts so different, man. This pain, dog. But what one thing that's making me feel better for all these knucklehead fans out there that got something to say is my coach went 16-1 against you Tennessee fans that got a big mouth. You see what I'm saying? So I'm throwing records out there on folks. So y'all Bama fans, put it in their face. Let them have it. Let them know what Nick did since they so happy he retired. But this one here hurts, Steve.
It does. It hurts in ways that you never would imagine, because the man, strong health, the man was looking like more fire was coming back to him. Really helped this 2023 team overachieve. You thought, well, he should have at least one more left in him, and it doesn't happen that way.
Man, Steve, I called in preseason. I said this is the most important year, man. I ain't know he was going to leave.
You said it. You said it. This is the setup for the decade. You said it.
Man, I just had a funky feeling, man. And for him to leave and to see Michigan win a national championship with the style of football that we once perfected, this will here bad. This a bad January, but like I say, y'all, put it in their face, man. All these knucklehead fans that's happy, man. This one here hurt y'all. I ain't calling in tomorrow, but I'm sure gonna be late. I love y'all. Roll Tide.
Appreciate Jay calling in from Florence.
Hey, what's up, man? This is JD Long, man.
JD, lay it on me, man. What's going on?
Oh, man. Hey, this is the crazy thing about it, Steve. I'm at work, right? So the Auburn fan come to me, Nick Saban retired. I'm like, what in the world are you talking about? I looked at my phone. I'm seeing all these notifications. I'm like, oh, I mean, it was almost like, Steve, like the world stopped for like 30 seconds. Like it was a shock, Steve. Like I ain't see it coming. I'm thinking I'm watching the Bama stand up with you, Bo, and Steve Brown, they all y'all on there yesterday, and we were talking about, who we gonna get a wide receiver coach, and like today, the GOAT retired, man. So it's like, man, everything just a shock, man. It's just like,
I mean, JD, I'm driving to Chick-fil-A and Longhorn to get my wife and my daughter something to eat before I get to the studio, and I get the news across my phone from Chris Lowe, and it's like traffic just stood still. I'm trying to pull over to do something. It's like, that caught me all the way off guard. I'm sitting here trying to hold the car in the road.
I know. I didn't believe it. I looked up on YouTube. I said, let me see. My boy Steve posting the thing. And I see you was in the car talking about it. And you looked devastated on the video. I was just like, oh, yeah, it's real. I'm like, man.
I mean, it literally shocked the mess out of me because, like I mentioned, here's a man, we knew Bear Bryant was going away. Bear Bryant had the health issue. We knew Bear's on his last leg. You look at Saban, that does not look like a man on his last leg. So
what you think it was, Steve? You think he just got burnt out, or you think he just?
I don't think it's burnt out. I think going to this new age of college football, Saban has always said this: if I get to a point where I can't affect these kids the way I need to, then I step away. And I think this new age of college football, with the transfer portal, with NIL, I think it's gotten to where the kids aren't listening to Saban the way they used to.
I got you.
And I
You
think
don't
that's
think they'll come short in the Michigan game? Think that has something to do with it? Like, what's coming just kind of come a little short? Or you think Saban just like, man, I think I put out. But really, truly, Steve, you don't like want to Saban like best coaching jobs from what you have to work with. Like we didn't have like five. We didn't have no offense. Like, we didn't have Derrick Henry running back, Amari Cooper receiver. Or, like we didn't have Dante Hightower, Orlando McClain at linebacker, or Marvin. We didn't have nobody like that. So to me, like, you was Saban. I mean, it kind of makes sense now. Like, he kind of gave us clues, but I'm thinking Saban's gonna at least give us 1 or 2 more years. But I respect Saban. Like, I'm not saying it I'm saying as a shot. Like, I appreciate everything Saban done. Like, I don't even want to think about other coaches right now. My main goal is just like appreciating what he did, man. What he did for the program. Like, it's funny, man. Like even others, I'm looking on Twitter and other places. Like, I see other fan bases like just much respect. Like, you might not like Alabama, other people might not like Alabama, but you respect like the job Saban did. They ain't much just on the field, even off the field. Like, all the stuff he do for, for different programs and boys and girls clubs. Like, he's just a good guy, man. Like, all around. So, like, this is a big shock, man. I don't think we will ever see a coach like this on and off the field, man, in a long time, man. Like, so kudos to Coach Saban, man. Thanks for everything. And thank you, Steve, for your time, man. Roll Tide, man.
Hey, this is Marquise from Mississippi.
Marquise, how are you?
I'm all right, man. Man, the writing been on the wall all season, man. Everybody agreed that this was his best coaching job, and I agree with that. Still SEC champs. He's been putting this team through the fire, man. This team has been through the fire. He's been through the fire. This coaching staff has been through the fire. And I just feel like the writing's been on the wall, since the beginning of this season with the quarterback controversy, with everything going on with the team, the ups and downs that they've had. Surging at the end of the season, it was a lot to go into his retirement, and I'm just glad he, found peace with it. I'm glad he's found peace with it, and I pray that this team can hold it together. I pray that they can hold it together and find the right replacement, because to go after the GOAT, man, it's gonna be tough to replace that. But you want to keep that mindset of a winning environment, you know, and you know, with the players transferring now, the guys that done transferred, I mean, a lot of them had a reason to, but when you look at it, Saban ain't getting no younger, you know, and a lot of them like, man, let me get out of here while I got a chance. But I just hope they can bounce back from this and move swiftly because everybody's chomping at the bits now. They chomping at the bits, tough. But that's all I pretty much got to say, man. It's tough right now. It's tough for the team right now.
Very tough for the Alabama nation to.
Hey, how you doing, Steven? This is Rambo calling from Atlanta, Georgia.
Rambo, what's going on, man?
Man, I was just laying down, watching TV. My notification went off, and I just dropped down, man. Dropped down. My girl like, what's wrong? Something happened? It's an accident? I said, yeah, it's a huge accident. Nick Saban retired. So I'm just sitting here, man. I watched the end of the SEC championship. Another thing what was sad for me, man, if you see CBS, I forgot the two guys' names. They used to cover the football games for the SEC, for the CBS, the two commentators. I forgot their name. But, you know, that was the end of the CBS. I used to love to hear the intro, the dun-da-da-dun. I know everybody loved that song on CBS, waking up Saturday morning watching SEC football on CBS. Them days are over with. Now, ESPN is taking the contract. That was a shift. I was like, dang, they did the outro for CBS for the two dudes. Then Nick Saban retiring. Then now we're going to what they said, pods, some type of divisions or something. The West divisions and East divisions not going to be the same. It's just a lot shifting and a lot is changing right now. Like, it's going to be a whole new era of college football. But I really feel like Alabama is going to be like, I feel like teams and people are going to wait to see what's going to happen. I don't feel like they're going to, like, take off instantly. But I really feel like whoever they hire, I don't think that they're going to take it right out the jump, like put Alabama right on the map. But I feel like Alabama is still going to do good next season. But I just feel like with the way Nick Saban was, he was just like otherworldly. I don't think nobody can ever like top that. But so it's just a whole lot of shifting, moving parts going on right now. But it's a sad day for college football. But I agree with the other caller too. He said a lot of people were calling in or chit-chatting, but they wasn't like going crazy on Alabama. A lot of people was like, dang, it's a sad day because now getting hyped for Alabama versus whatever team giving them their best shot is not going to be the same. Like, yeah, we used to beat y'all, but we also get hype on those Saturday nights, those Saturday mornings or evenings, because we know it's going to be a good game on Saturday. So everyone retired. Kevin Steele retired. Eli Gold retired. CBS contract over with. Nick Saban retired. It's like, so that's all my take on it, man. I'm just like, wow, everything is just falling. Everything is just falling. But I think Alabama's be in good shape. Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, this is Bryce Haynes from Kentucky.
Bryce, how we doing, man?
Man, Steven, let me tell you, man. So I'm 24 years old. I've watched Nick Saban ever since I was 8 years old. And when I tell you, man, I was at work, and it felt like I had a heart attack sitting in the truck. Man, I don't know how to feel. It's crazy day, man.
It's Bryce. It's a shocking, surprising, call off guard, blindsided, all of that, because no one thought that, or no one knew it would happen this quickly. We all had an idea that at some point Saban was going to walk away, but we didn't think it would happen as suddenly as it did, especially for somebody of whom is in strong health, somebody of whom seems to still have some fire left in him. yes, this is a new age of college football, and it's very challenging. But we didn't know it would come now. We didn't know.
Right. And like I said, man, I've been watching him since I was a little kid, bro. And it literally felt like a relative has passed away in my family, man. Like you said, we always knew this day was going to come, but we never really knew it'd be this quick or this soon. And it almost felt like our hearts just got ripped out. But I'll always appreciate what Nick Saban did for Alabama football, for me as a person. Man, I played high school football just wishing and praying I was going to be able to play for a coach like Nick Saban. Well, I appreciate you taking my call, Steven, and roll damn Tide forever.
Good evening, Steve. This is Don Parker calling from Washington, D.C. How you doing tonight, man?
My man DP, not Dr. Pepper, Don Parker. Don, what's going on?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have to say, for me personally, I am sad to see that Nick Saban is retiring, but I'm not surprised, number one. Number two, I'm not going to question any man's reason to retire. Trust me, I'm looking forward to it myself. I've been saying that all day. What I like to say in this regard is the fact that I enjoyed seeing the era of Nick Saban at Alabama. As far as, being a fan and seeing Bear Bryant coach back in the day, the '83 national championship game with the goal line stand, and then seeing this era of Alabama football under Nick Saban, man, it's been great. With that being said, our supporters and fan base need to understand something. It is impossible to replace Nick Saban. You're not going to replace Nick Saban. Our expectations are going to have to go down the tone a little bit because whoever's coming in next, we got to give them a chance for who they are. And we just like with coaches, with new players, you got to kind of meet them where they are. As a fan base, we got to kind of meet who this new coach is going to be and where they are. That's basically all I had to say. I was happy to see this era of college football under Nick Saban. Much love to everybody. Roll Tide.
Appreciate Don Parker calling in from Washington, D.C., giving his thoughts on the show. Before we take this next call, you think about this. Nick Saban outlasted in coaching. He outlasted Bobby Bowden. He outlasted Joe Paterno. Bobby Bowden, Joe Paterno, Mark D'Antonio. I mean, Nick Saban has outlasted quite a few coaches in this industry. So for him to go 17 years, I didn't think he would go 17. I knew he would go for a while, but I never thought he would go nearly 2 decades. So for Nick Saban to almost go basically 2 decades, unbelievable, incredible stamina, and just consistency on his part to do that, the endurance of Coach Saban at Alabama. But we grabbed this call. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name. Where you calling from?
This is Jack from Savannah, Georgia.
Jeff, what's happening?
How you doing, Steven? All right,
good,
buddy. Hey, I just want to say to Coach Saban and Miss Harry, thank you for 17 glorious years, because you never know what you're going to get when you hire any coach. Not only did he live up to what he promised, he did that and more. And so it's a tough day. But man, 72 years old, you can't go forever. And he deserved everything that he wanted to get. And if he wanted to retire his way, he did it his way.
Even you need me to bring some oxygen down there, you in shock, or you need any help, tell me what you need. I'll be on my way.
Waylon, the presence in here. Waylon, I'm okay. I'm okay. I was shocked. I mean, for me, like I've told this story quite a few times today, I'm driving to get food for the family, and I'm in the middle. I'm almost to the restaurant, and I'm stopping at a red light, and that's when the ticker flashes across my phone, Nick Saban retiring, and I'm like, what? Hold on. And I'm checking to see is this a burner account putting this out? Is this fake news happening? And then when I realize, oh, wow, this is real, I'm turning over trying to get some videos done prior to coming on set here, but I'm okay. I'm just processing the shock of all of this, like all of us are.
Well, I was in Walmart, my usual annual one time a year that I go, and my phone goes to blowing up, and my aunt told me to put it in my pocket and wait till I get back home. But yes, I mean, he done a great job. There's a lot of us on this chat that still remembers getting to see Coach Bryant do what he done. Some of us older guys, you know, the domination he had. Coach Stallman, the domination he had. Nick Saban, the domination he had. How many actual college football fans can sit back and say, like a person like myself and a lot of the older guys on this channel can sit back and say that we saw three, just complete dominant, eras, different eras in college football, which, it's been a heck of a ride. And, the man put Tuscaloosa back on the map.
He did.
That's just he did, Stephen. And like you said, and like James Penn said, he's a good friend of mine. James Penn is, and I lived next door to his wife for years. They were our neighbor, and just like he said, what Nick had done for the university and the state of Alabama, and especially, of course, he remembered, the 2011 tornadoes. He said he thought that's exactly what, made Coach Saban stay at Tuscaloosa and decide, I'm going to stay here and retire, after that 2011 tornado event. And I think it did have an effect on his decision. I don't know how you feel about it, but what do you think? You think it did? I think it really had a big effect.
I think the tornado showed the transparency of Coach Saban, because not only did he get a chance to get more entrenched with the players, but with the families and with the people, just the people, the community, the city as a whole. Because after that happened, he was the first person on the ground going door to door. What do you need? How can I help you? How can we fix this? How can we bring people together? And he challenged the players at that time on that team. Hey, you forget about yourself. You go help this community. You go help these people. So I feel like that moment caused Nick Saban to even be transparent with himself and want to be a part of something that was bigger than himself.
Absolutely, and we lost Coach Dude, and if there's anybody, we try to get hold of some people. If there's anybody here that knows his family, somebody, contact some of us so we can, try to do what we can do. He had a good podcast. A lot of people on here know who Coach Dude Sports TV was, so let's remember him and his family. So I'm gonna hop off here. Listen, it's in good hands. There's still a lot of good people down there. They'll get the right man in there. They'll get the coaches. Might be a little fall off. But I'm going to end it here. How many years of dominance have we seen versus how many years of fall off have we seen? A person like myself, like I said, that can go back to Coach Bryant's era, and a lot of us on this channel, we've had more success than we've had failure. So remember that. And they'll continue to do that because this program was built by Bama Blue Bloods like Coach Moore, Coach Bryant, all the people that played for him, Coach Battle, all of those people. He's the one that got Greg Byrne to Tuscaloosa. Coach Battle knew what he was doing. The right man's in the position. He'll take care of it, and everything will be fine.
Hi, Stephen. This is Pretty Mimi from Florence, Alabama. How you doing tonight?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. I'm like you. I was driving earlier, and I heard the news, and I literally had to pull over into a CVS parking lot and take a moment. I knew it was coming. I honestly thought we had a couple of more years, with Coach Saban. But I'd be lying if I said I didn't cry a little bit. It's been a very somber day, I would say.
It's tough because of the fact that, and I'll speak for me. I've gotten the chance here with TDA to be a part of some tremendous things in covering this program, national championships, SEC titles, all of the stuff on the field. But being able to watch Coach Saban and Miss Terry, when you see families that have their homes ruined, and to see Nick and Terry go out there and build a home for families. The latest home that was built, the Sugar Bowl home that was built after Bama won the Sugar Bowl, a beautiful black family, single mom, moved into that home.
I remember that.
And I was there, and I was able to watch that. And it took me back to when Nick Saban was first hired in 2007, he said, I'm going to give you a program that you can be proud of. He did not just say that in terms of on the field. He was saying, I'm going to give you a program even off the field that you can look at and be proud of. And by God, he delivered on both of those things.
He did. And his wife and his entire family, they've just been amazing to Alabama. You know, they've done so much for our state and for, you know, the community, the Tuscaloosa community as a whole. And I remember seeing that it was like a little documentary, a little spot on TV where they were talking about how they helped those families, that particular one you were just talking about, you were speaking about, and it was just a touching thing for him to do. A lot of coaches go to places and they just get the money or the fame, or they just take whatever they can take, but he gave back so much, and he's truly going to be missed. And I'll say it just felt like time stopped for a moment. You know, just for a second, it just kind of like everything slowed down, and it felt like a family member was gone. You know how you get the news of something tragic, devastating happening? And I know a lot of people are like making fun of us and, you know, laughing at, you know, Bama Nation, but it really is a somber day. Like, we've lost a lot. We've gained a lot from him, you know, being here, but I'm trying to be optimistic and things, but it's just a hurtful moment. But I just wanted to, you know, tell you thank you for everything that you do. You've created a safe place for us to call and vent and, you know, cheer along with you, or if we lose, you're here to help us get through that as well. And I just thank you for everything that you do, and just want Bama Nation to keep their heads up, and it's always Roll Tide forever. You take care, okay? I'll talk to you later. Thank you, Stephen.
Absolutely.
Hey, Stephen, this is Mike from Kentucky. What's going on, my brother?
Mike, lay it on me, man. How we doing?
Man, I'm okay with it, brother. I'm happy for the man. You know, he gave us a hell of a run. If anybody deserves a retirement, it's Nick Saban. The man is 72 years old. And I tell you what, coaching the University of Alabama is an 18-hour-a-day job, man.
For real.
You know,
For real.
I can't knock him. I can't knock him. You know, thanks for the memories. And, you know, he's immortal in college football. Roll that gum tide. That's just the way I feel about it, brother.
Yes, this is Andre from Houston, Texas.
What's going on? How are you feeling today, man?
Oh, man. Like, it's the only thing I know is I was going to take me a nap until I seen the notification, and my heart just sunk. And yes, he gave us great years, memorable moments, memorable speeches, too, memorable tirades on the sidelines.
Memorable tirades at the media.
Yes. Yes.
And let me just say, I was a part of several of those tirades. I wasn't the one that asked the question. I was just in the room.
Yes. So yes, it's unfortunate that he's retiring this soon. I think he probably should have done one more year like Cody did. You know, like got that last ride, got the last dance. You know, but either way, I'm happy for him. And this goes to the Alabama haters that's celebrating this. Y'all can laugh now. Y'all can have y'all fun now. But best believe the tide will rise again. You can bet that. You can take that to the bank. Because once we get that higher that we need, those recruits are going to come. They're going to come. They're going to want to come play for whoever is the next coach. Whether it'll be Dan Lannon or Dabo Swinney, Mike Tomlin, does sound like a good choice, but I don't know if he's going to leave Pittsburgh. It's a shot in the dark, but best believe we will rise again.
Man, Steve, man, this is Ralph from Birmingham, Alabama, man. What's going on?
Well, I'm telling you this, man. It's a shocking day. It's a surprising day. It's a blindsided day. I've said this the whole time I've been on this show, Rail. I mean, I'm driving. to get food. I stop at a red light. It's like the world stood still as Nick Saban retiring came across the ticker. I'm wondering, am I being punked? Where's Ashton Kutcher? There was no Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah,
I was
for real.
not being. I was not being punked. This is really real, and it happened.
And I'm up here in Iowa, and it's snowing, and I can't drive. Man, like, when I seen it, I was picking up my trailer, and I was like, wow. Coach Saban is the last time he clocked in and clocked out was in that Rose Bowl. Man, I just want to say, man, like, thank you, Coach Saban, his staff, Miss Terry, his family. Like, man, he has done great things for the state of Alabama, for Tuscaloosa, for the players that came through there. Man, like, man, to fill those shoes, man, those some big old shoes to try to fill.
No one wants to be the guy that immediately has to follow a legend. I go back to Bear Bryant's out. The guy that has to immediately follow him is Ray Perkins. That didn't go too well. Then the guy that's next is Bill Curry. That got a little bit better. Bama didn't get back to Bama until Gene Stallings comes in 1990.
Right. And even when he left, it was still hard to even fill those shoes of Gene Stallings. So It's like, man, I'm just thankful for the opportunity to see what Nick Saban has done. You know, if we had an opportunity to make a Bear Bryant in modern day, I think Nick Saban is just straight out the mold, and it's just a new form. Based on what I heard, you know, and based on the interviews I heard in Coach Bryant, and I'm just thankful, man. And, you know, Coach Saban, Miss Terry, his whole family, you know, this is home. Don't think that it ain't. And when you always will have a plate and a seat at the table in the state of Alabama. I don't care. All four corners. For us, who's the replacement, man, I don't know. I don't really know, man, because it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough because, I mean, it's going to be a big-ass microscope that's going to be on them. They're going to see everything. We're going to see everything. We're going to be comparing that person to Nick Saban. Oh, if Nick Saban was in that spot, you wouldn't be doing it, you know. And so I just hope that we get someone.
Don't get me started on that one, Rail. Don't get me started on that one.
Yeah, man. But, you know, I just say, man, like, I just hope that whoever we get, I just hope that they have the same love and the same passion and the same competitive spirit that Coach Saban has. I don't expect them to do the same thing he's done, but I do expect that competitive spirit. I do the smarts, the ingenuity, the intelligence, the class, the dignity, those intangible things like that. I do expect those things to be there. So, hey, man, roll tide to the Bama Nation, man. We lost a great one. But, man, we can also celebrate because he's done so much, man, so much. Speaking up for players, speaking up for social issues, you know, giving people second chances, players, coaches. Like, you can't really – you'll run out of paper trying to write all the stuff about Coach Saban. So I just want to say roll tide. Keep y'all heads up, man. It's still roll tide. Win, lose, or draw, man. I'm out.
Yes, this is Andrew from Homewood, Alabama.
Andrew, how are you feeling today?
Well, I've been better, but you know, I was at the office when I heard, and really everyone just started to come out and, you know, ask if, because I'm really the only Alabama fan there, along with one other person, and you know, they're just saying, well, how are you feeling? And then I said, well, I've definitely been better, but you know, my wife and I, we watched the game, the Rose Bowl when they lost, and it's a shame that Nick Saban has to go out that way, but I told my wife, I mean, yeah, people are upset that's how it went out, but you have to look at the totality of everything. I mean, 6 national championships, you can't take that away from us ever. So I'm thankful for all the memories. I've been blessed to have gone to over 50 games since I was a kid, and I went to college there, so I got a lot of student tickets that way. But I'm just blessed, and I'm thankful for all the memories that, you know, Coach gave us, for sure.